The cabinet approved the suggestion of the Ministry of Internal Trade and Consumers Protection concerning some citizens' requests to get new ration cards instead of the ones lost because of the current events. The Minister of Information, Omran al-Zabi, has affirmed that the Syrian media is strong enough to confront hostile information despite the limited potentials and the acts of sabotage committed against its institutions and their staff. During a session of the People's Assembly, the Information Minister pointed out that the hostile media outlets have turned into a supporter of the conspiracy against Syria, and some of them have specialized operation rooms for incitement and fabrications against Syria. Al-Zabi reaffirmed that no one from the opposition is denied from appearing on national media outlets, and there are no red lines except for the case when the issue comes to national sovereignty in its constitutional sense. Russian Foreign Ministry said Russia will not participate in the meeting of the so-called the Group of Syria's Friends, which is set to be held in Morocco. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov asserted the necessity for the foreign players to act in accordance with the Geneva Convention to find a peaceful solution for Syria's unrest. During a phone call, Lavrov discussed with the UN envoy to Syria, Lakhdar al-Brahimi, means of finding a political solution for the crisis in Syria. He asserted the need to work with all parties in Syria to stop the violence immediately and to start dialogue without preconditions. Mr. Lavrov explained to al-Brahimi that Russia exerts efforts in this direction through its persisting contacts with both the Syrian government and the opposition. An armed terrorist group assassinated journalist Naji As'ad in front of his house in Al-Tadamun area in Damascus suburbs while he was on his way to work at Tishreen newspaper. A Syrian Arab Army unit captured 25 Qaeda-linked terrorists who were trying to pull out the bodies of their killed members from Al-Zahra neighborhood in Aleppo. In Aleppo suburbs, an army unit eliminated 5 Tunisian terrorists in Al-Safira district. Another army unit also killed a number of Al-Qaeda-linked terrorists under Al-Naira bridge and confiscated their weapons. An army engineering unit dismantled 4 explosive devices in Arbin in eastern Al-Ghouta during their pursuit of Al-Qaeda-linked terrorist groups. An official source said the terrorists had planted explosive devices in the houses of the inhabitants near Imam Ali bin Abi Talib Mosque. They weighed between 30 and 50 kilograms each. Earlier, 9 students and a teacher in Al-Btayha Al-Ula school in Al-Wafidin camp in Damascus suburbs were killed and 20 other students were wounded when terrorists fired mortar shells on the school. A Syrian army unit killed a number of Qaeda-linked militants near Jawhar Farm on Mhardis Qalbiya Road in Hama suburbs. One of the killed terrorists was identified as Ibrahim Sulaiman al-Khalil, one of the most dangerous and wanted criminals who had committed acts of killing. A telecommunication device in addition to weapons and hand grenades were found in his possession. In Homs, armed terrorist groups shelled with mortar guns Al-Ahwash and Al-Nasira villages in the suburbs of Al-Husn town, killing 3 citizens and injuring several others. The army also intercepted another terrorist group that tried to attack citizens and law enforcement checkpoints at the entrance of Al-Husn town, killing and injuring several terrorists. 4 security men were killed in the operation. The authorities also seized a quantity of ammunition hidden in a fuel tank of a vehicle in Shinshar area on Homs-Damascus Road. In Al-Qusayr suburbs, an army unit clashed with a terrorist group and eliminated all its members in Al-Atifiya farm. In Hama suburbs, an army unit intercepted a terrorist group in Tel Al-Qabu, killing and wounding most of the group's members, some of whom fled away. On the other hand, the authorities recovered a set of antiquities that the terrorist groups had stolen in Kirkat village near Al-Madiq Castle in Hama suburbs.